Welcome to Bright English Point. Today, we begin a long and inspiring journey into the life and teachings of Prophet Muhammad. We will share his story from his early days in Mecca, through the challenges he faced, and into the way his message still helps and inspires people around the world. This video shows us how one man's life can change history and teach us important lessons about honesty, kindness, and justice. Imagine a busy city filled with traders, families, and people from many cultures. This was Mecca, where Prophet Muhammad was born around 570 CE. Even as a child, he was known for his honesty and kind heart. People called him Al-Amin, which means the trustworthy one. From his very early years, his gentle nature and fairness set him apart. In this video, we will look at every part of his life and see how his simple ideas can help us live better today. We will travel through time together. You will hear about his childhood, his work as a merchant, his quiet moments of prayer, and how he built a community based on love and fairness. We will also share many little stories that help us understand his ideas more clearly. This is not just a history lesson. It is a story of hope, of staying true to yourself, and of making the world a kinder place for everyone. Let's begin with the early life of Prophet Muhammad. He was born into the Quraysh tribe in the city of Mecca, a city known for its busy markets and rich traditions. In those days, people followed many old customs and believed in many gods. In the midst of all this, Muhammad grew up with strong values. Even as a young boy, he was gentle, honest, and always kept his promises. Muhammad's childhood was simple but full of important lessons. He learned by watching the people around him. His family taught him to be kind and respectful. As he grew older, he helped his family with small tasks and learned the value of hard work. These early experiences made him a kind and caring person who always tried to do the right thing. As a young man, Muhammad became a merchant. Traveling with caravans across deserts, he met people from many lands and saw different cultures. This work was not easy. Caravans had to cross hot sands and long distances, and there was always the risk of danger. Yet, these journeys taught him about trust, fairness, and the importance of treating everyone with respect. He learned that no matter where someone came from, every person deserved kindness and honesty. One of the most important events in Muhammad's early life was his marriage to Khadija. Khadija was a successful businesswoman known for her wisdom and kind heart. Their marriage was based on mutual love, respect, and trust. Khadija believed in Muhammad from the very beginning. She was his first supporter and always encouraged him to do what was right. Her support gave him the strength and confidence to face the challenges that lay ahead. Even before his calling as a prophet, Muhammad was different from many others. He often went away from the busy city to find quiet places where he could think and pray. In these moments of peace, he would look up at the night sky, listen to the sound of the wind, and wonder about life. He asked himself deep questions like, why do people hurt each other? And what is the best way to live? These moments of quiet thought helped him grow into a man who cared deeply for others and longed to bring change to his community. Many stories from his childhood and youth show his special nature. For example, it is told that even as a young boy, he was fair in his dealings, often helping those who were in need. His actions taught others that honesty and kindness are important, no matter how small the gesture. These early lessons of fairness and compassion would later shine throughout his life as a prophet. Muhammad's early life teaches us that greatness can start with simple acts of goodness. His dedication to being honest and kind is a lesson for us all. His story shows that even in a busy and sometimes harsh world, one person with a good heart can make a big difference. A turning point came one quiet day when Muhammad went to a cave called Hira. Far away from the noisy streets of Mecca, he sought a place to be alone and think. In that quiet cave, while he was deep in prayer and reflection, something extraordinary happened. The angel Gabriel appeared to him in a brilliant light. Imagine how it must have felt to see such a magnificent, glowing figure and hear a strong, clear voice telling you an important message. Gabriel told Muhammad that there is only one true God and that he must share this message with everyone. This was a clear call for him to become a prophet, a messenger of God. The angel's words were both gentle and firm, filling Muhammad's heart with a new purpose. He knew that he had been chosen to help guide people to live lives full of truth, love, and fairness. After that first encounter in the cave, Muhammad received many more messages from Gabriel. These messages were filled with instructions on how to live a good life and how to care for others. Over time, these messages were collected into a holy book called the Quran. This book is still read and loved by millions of people around the world because it offers clear guidance on how to be kind and just. The call to prophethood was both an honor and a challenge. Muhammad felt the weight of responsibility, knowing that his words would change many lives. At first, he shared the message quietly with his close family and friends. Some listened with curiosity, while others found it difficult to understand such a new idea, that there was only one God. Despite this, Muhammad continued with patience and courage. His commitment was like a small flame that grew bigger with each passing day. One story that helps us understand his courage is when he calmly explained his message to people who did not agree with him. Instead of arguing or getting angry, he spoke softly and kindly. His gentle manner showed that the truth does not need harsh words to shine. His actions taught others that the best way to spread a good message is by living it every day. Through these early days of his calling, Muhammad's life changed from being just a simple merchant to becoming a guide for many. His new role was not easy. He had to face many doubts and fears. Yet, every time he received a new message, he found strength in his faith and in the support of those who believed in him. This period of his life is a powerful reminder that great change often begins with a single, brave step. Between about 610 and 622 CE, Muhammad's message began to spread in Mecca. This time is known as the Meccan period. Mecca was a city known for its many traditions, and people there followed old ways, including worshipping many gods. Muhammad's message was very new, a call to believe in one true God and to treat every person with kindness and fairness. Many people in Mecca, especially those who had suffered from poverty and injustice, found hope in his words. They were tired of being treated unfairly by the rich and powerful. Muhammad taught them that every person mattered, no matter how poor or weak they might be. He told them that in the eyes of God, all people are equal. His simple, strong message gave them hope for a better life. But not everyone welcomed this new message. The leaders of Mecca, who were rich and held a lot of power, were afraid. Their wealth and status depended on the old ways, traditions that gave them special privileges. When Muhammad started speaking about one true God and a fair society, these leaders felt that their power was being challenged. They did not want to lose control over the people or their money. Because of this, life became very hard for Muhammad and his followers. Many of them were treated unfairly. They lost their jobs, were ignored by their neighbors, and some even faced physical harm. Despite all these difficulties, Muhammad and his small group of followers remained united. They would pray together, share their little resources, and comfort one another in times of pain. Their unity and strong faith helped them face the many challenges of the time. During the Meccan period, many small stories emerged that showed the true spirit of the early Muslims. One story tells of a poor man who shared his meager food with a stranger, simply because he believed in caring for others. Another story tells of a woman who, despite being shunned by many, kept a kind heart and helped her neighbors in secret. These small acts of kindness and bravery helped spread Muhammad's message far and wide. Muhammad's teachings during this period were very clear. He taught that the best life is one where you are honest, kind, and always ready to help those in need. His words in the slowly revealed Quran gave simple rules for everyday life. Treat your family well, be fair to your neighbors, and never turn away someone who is suffering. These rules were like seeds planted in the hearts of those who listened, and they grew into a strong belief in justice and equality. The Meccan period is also a time of deep personal growth for Muhammad. Even though he faced many challenges and hardships, his faith grew stronger every day. His own patience and courage became an example for his followers. They learned that even in the darkest times, hope can be found in the light of truth. His life during these years teaches us that even when things are difficult, staying true to your beliefs can make a big difference. In 622 CE, a very important change happened. Muhammad and his followers decided to leave Mecca and move to a new city called Yathrib, which would later be renamed Medina. This move is known as the Hijra or migration. They left their old home because it had become too dangerous to practice their new faith there. The journey to Medina was long and full of both hope and challenges. Imagine walking for days through hot, sandy deserts with only your faith to guide you. Muhammad and his followers traveled together, sharing their food, water, and comfort. They supported each other through every hardship, knowing that a better future awaited them in Medina. When they finally reached Medina, they were met with warmth and open arms. The people of Medina, who came from many different tribes, were tired of fighting among themselves. They saw Muhammad not only as a prophet but also as a wise leader who could help bring peace and order to their lives. In Medina, people from different backgrounds, Muslims, Jews, and others, agreed to live together peacefully. One of Muhammad's greatest achievements in Medina was writing the Constitution of Medina. This was a simple but powerful document that set rules for how everyone should live together. It said that all people in the city had rights and that they must help each other. The Constitution made it clear that no matter what religion or tribe someone belonged to, they were part of the community and deserved to be treated fairly. This was a very new idea at the time, and it showed how serious Muhammad was about building a just society. In Medina, Islam grew beyond just ideas. It became a way of life. The community started to organize itself. They built mosques, held regular prayers, and shared meals together. Every day, people helped one another with work, with food, and with caring for the sick and the elderly. The spirit of cooperation was strong, and every act of kindness helped to strengthen the bonds between neighbors. There are many wonderful stories from the Medina period. One story tells of a time when a stranger came to Medina with nowhere to go. The community, led by Muhammad, opened their homes and hearts to the stranger, giving him food, shelter, and friendship. In another story, even during a difficult battle, Muhammad reminded his followers that their true victory was in staying true to their values of kindness and justice. These stories are remembered today as examples of how a caring community can overcome even the toughest challenges. Life in Medina was not always easy, however. The people of Medina still faced dangers from those who opposed their new way of life. They fought in battles like Badr and Uhud to defend their right to live peacefully and freely. These battles were hard and painful, and some people lost their lives. But even in the midst of conflict, the unity and resilience of the community shone brightly. Every hardship made them stronger and more determined to live by the principles of justice and compassion. Muhammad's leadership during the Medina period was a model of wisdom and kindness. He solved disputes fairly, listened to the concerns of everyone, and led by example. He often said that the true measure of a community is not in its wealth or power, but in how well its people care for one another. This simple idea of caring for your neighbor became the foundation of the society in Medina and continues to inspire many people today. At the heart of Prophet Muhammad's life are the lessons he taught about faith, kindness, and truth. His message was simple: believe in one God, be honest, and help those in need. Muhammad taught that life should be lived with love and fairness, and that every person deserves respect. His teachings are not only about religious rituals like prayer, they are about how to live every day in a good and honest way. He taught his followers to be fair, to treat everyone equally, and to stand up for those who are weak or in trouble. One of his most important lessons was that our actions matter. When we help others, share what we have, or even smile at someone who is sad, we are making the world a better place. There are many simple examples from his life that show these lessons. For instance, Muhammad was known for his gentle nature. Even when people were unkind to him, he responded with patience and kindness. One story tells of a man who insulted him, yet Muhammad forgave him and treated him with respect. This act of mercy taught people that forgiveness is a powerful way to bring peace into the world. Muhammad also taught the value of honesty. Because he was known as Al-Amin from his youth, his word was trusted by everyone. He would keep his promises no matter what, and he encouraged others to do the same. His honest dealings in trade, his fair treatment of friends and even enemies, and his clear, simple speech all built a strong example for others to follow. Another key lesson was unity. Muhammad worked hard to bring different groups together. In Medina, he made sure that people from all backgrounds, whether rich or poor, Muslim or non-Muslim, had a place in the community. He showed that when we come together with respect and care for one another, we can overcome any challenge. This idea of unity continues to be an important part of his legacy. Even today, millions of people follow his teachings. They read the Quran, listen to his stories, and try to live by the simple rules he set. Acts of charity, the search for knowledge, and the commitment to justice are all part of his lasting message. Every time someone shares a meal with a neighbor or stands up for what is right, they are honoring his memory. His legacy can be seen in everyday life. In communities around the world, people celebrate the values of kindness, fairness, and unity that he taught. His example reminds us that every act of kindness, no matter how small, can make a big difference in our world. Muhammad's life also shows us that true leadership is not about power or wealth but about serving others. His leadership was based on compassion, honesty, and a strong belief in doing what is right. These lessons are timeless. They help us understand that each one of us has the power to bring positive change to our communities. As we come to the end of our long and meaningful journey today, let us pause to reflect on the simple yet strong lessons from the life of Prophet Muhammad. His story is one of hope, of rising above challenges, and of building a world where truth, kindness, and fairness guide every action. From his early days in Mecca, when he was known for his pure heart, to his brave journey during the Hijrah and his wise leadership in Medina, every part of Muhammad's life teaches us valuable lessons. He showed us that true strength comes from honesty and compassion. His message is clear: believe in one God, be true in your words and actions, and always help those who need it most. Today, his teachings remind us that every small act of kindness matters. When you help someone in need, when you share a smile, or when you choose to be honest, you are living out the simple and powerful message of Prophet Muhammad. In a world that can sometimes feel divided or harsh, his life encourages us to stand together, support one another, and create a community built on respect and love. As you go about your day, remember that every kind word and every good deed can shine a light in someone's life. Let his example inspire you to treat everyone with fairness and to work together to make the world a better place. His legacy teaches us that each of us can be a source of hope and strength, and that by caring for others, we are building a brighter future for all. Thank you for joining us on this detailed and heartfelt journey through the life and teachings of Prophet Muhammad. We hope that his story, shared in simple words and clear examples, has touched your heart and inspired you to live with truth, kindness, and unity. Stay tuned to Bright English Point for more stories and lessons that help us learn and grow together. May you carry the light of his message with you every day. Remember, every act of kindness, every smile, and every moment of honesty is a step toward making our world a kinder, more caring place. Let us all work together, one small, caring step at a time, to create a future full of hope, unity, and love.